Good morning, guys. It is Monday, March 13th, 2023. This is Bathrobe Business. I'm Georgi Oganov. Good morning. I was terrible with posting videos last week. I did not make a single post all last week except for one video I posted last night that's almost unrelated to my usual channel. So let's talk about what happened over the weekend. I found out on Friday night about Silicon Valley Bank. I'm not going to go too far into it because I think everything valuable that's been said about that bank has already been said. There's people better than me that have been doing that analysis, and I don't think I have much to offer on that as far as an analysis of what happened. I think what's more interesting is what's going on this morning with other banks having new issues. So the overall banking market is down. So multiple banks are in decline. PacWest is down 24%. West Alliance Bank Corp 61, Zions Bank, our own local banking titan, I should say, is 21% down. KeyBank fell 12%. Bank of America lost 4%, and Charles Schwab fell 8%. So this is an interesting scenario because unlike 2008, this isn't the big banks going down. Now it's small banks, and Silicon Valley Bank is one of those smaller banks. They're large enough that we should be concerned, but this isn't JP Morgan Chase. This isn't Wells Fargo. In fact, in a lot of cases, those banks are benefiting. So I do have a contact at Wells Fargo that said that they're actually trying to increase deposits, and they probably will as some people start to migrate away from these smaller banks. I think they're going to have a stigma of being non-liquid and having issues of possibly being shut down. Another example of that is First Republic Bank. So First Republic Bank has been taken over by regulators just last night. It is down about 65%. The FDIC came in along with funds from JP Morgan Chase in order to keep the bank liquid. I'm actually having a lot of trouble realizing why this happened. There's very skim reason of what's going on with First Republic Bank, other than the bank is in failure. This is a smaller bank based out of the Midwest, and there's very little to describe what it is that happened there. I'm assuming that it's similar to Silicon Valley Bank, that they were just poorly invested into bonds, and that it's a similar scenario, and that's why they're in collapse in combination with a potential bank run. So that's what it's looking like right now. I hope that they get more descriptive with what is actually happening with the First Republic Bank, because this one doesn't have ties to Silicon Valley. So you can't just blame Silicon Valley for this collapse. What is also interesting is what's going on, of course, with the gold market. So like I've said before, gold is a powerful indicator. I don't own gold, I don't buy gold, but I think gold is very interesting. And gold is up, not surprising. So gold did hit 1903 right now in the pre-market. It will probably hit like 1950, given the fact that so much of the banking sector is down. Sorry, I had to take a sip of coffee. Biden is supposed to be speaking on this subject later today. He is going to be making a speech about bank liquidity, but this is very concerning. This is not 2008. I don't think it's going to get as bad as 2008, but it definitely echoes back to 2008. What's interesting is going to be what the Fed is going to do in regards to interest rates. Partly why this happened was a steady rise in interest rates and bond yields going down on old bonds, new bond yields being very high. And so if the Fed continues to raise rates, are we going to see other banks, smaller banks, go down in a similar fashion? Normally, I would say the Fed will raise rates, but they're meeting literally, I believe, this week, and they've already taken over 2 banks that I know of. It's unlikely that they're going to raise it by the full 0.5%. They're probably going to go for a 0.25% now, and that's not necessarily good either. If they're trying to ebb the flows of inflation and they're not able to do that, that's also not very good for the market. So we are entering a little bit of a dangerous territory right now. They need to raise rates. They can't raise rates, and inflation is going to keep fueling this rise in costs. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't have too much to add to the subject other than that. I think it will be interesting to see what happens with bank lending here in the next little bit. I think this is good news for big banks, but for smaller banks, this is very concerning. I don't yet know how I feel about any of this, but we will see. Like I said, I don't have too much to talk about today, just mostly that. I do have to be getting to work. I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you set amazing goals. I hope you meet those goals. And I will see you guys tomorrow.